I am not used to making political speeches. Yo, louder! How's this? Good? Yes, no? Back. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. It's my first political speech. Jim Himes and Governor Lamont do it all the time, and they stole most of my material. I worked on this speech for 3 weeks. I am going to deliver it. There will be some repeated material, bear with me. Welcome to Hate America! Woo! Woo! Okay. It's a wonder to me that how any of us keep our sanity in light of Republicans characterizing this as Hate America rally. This is the party, I remind you, who have unleashed their version of the Gestapo on our immigrant community based solely on the color of their skin, without any due process. The same people who celebrated and mocked the hammer attack and near death of Paul Pelosi in his own home. Okay, back against the wall. We are not here to hate. We are here to celebrate this country. We are here because we love this country. How did we get here? Personally, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I generally fought against the country as it was. Against the war in Vietnam, against inequality. I fought for civil rights, women's rights, gay rights, disabled rights. Fighting, in other words, to make every person is created equal more than just aspirational words. When facts and science, remember them, made it clear that human activity was destroying our environment, we fought to stop it. When we were one human error away from nuclear annihilation, we fought to curtail that eventuality. We still have a long way to go, but we were moving in the right direction, creating a more inclusive society, a healthier planet, strategies to ensure our continued existence on the planet. And then there was that election in 2016, and arguably more appalling last November's election. Didn't expect boost. The immediate question for all of us, which continues to today, is what do we do as individuals in the face of this assault on everything we believe in? At first, like many of us, I was exhausted and resigned. I saw a lot more pickleball in my future, and possibly learning the banjo. But here is the irony. It took MAGA Mussolini's election to show me how much those fights had become not just central to the fabric of the country, but to my understanding of my place in it. I realized that all those years of fighting to change this country had made me embrace it, at least what it could be. He was trying to steal my country. My pickleball career will have to wait. Apologize for all my pickleball friends were. Which brings us to today's theme, small acts of courage. While I greatly appreciate the invitation to speak, I'm shaking too much to read.
Don't shake.
Okay, thank you. I've never considered myself very courageous. As a kid, when it was clear I was going to be, move back. I was going to be in a fight, I would spontaneously burst into tears, even before punches were thrown. I never really figured out what that was about, but one thing it definitely didn't suggest was courage. As an adult, I do whatever I can to avoid confrontation of any kind. The reason I've been asked to speak today, I think, has more to do with necessity than courage. Is staying out of the fray really an option? No. Is ignoring the menace in Washington something we can afford to do? No! Absolutely not. So, my choice was, a few months ago I joined a grassroots group, Stanford Norwalk United for Immigrants. They are still actively working to undo some of the damage that ICE has inflicted on their terrified community. Many of them are afraid to leave their homes or go to work, worried they'll be kidnapped by these masked thugs. SNUI organizes food drives. They provide transportation of different kinds, whatever it takes to repair the damage. Personally, I've chosen to join the program that accompanies vulnerable immigrants to their court hearings because ICE has been staking out the courts to kidnap people on their way to fulfill their legal obligations. Let me repeat that. ICE is staking out courthouses to grab people who are legally required to be there. And let me reassure you that these are not gang members or violent criminals. They are landscapers. They are restaurant and factory workers, house cleaners, teachers, students. Our thinking is based on the unfortunate reality that ICE would be less likely to abduct them if a bunch of mostly old, mostly white folks were there to bear witness. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out that way. In fact, I witnessed an abduction unfold right in front of me. And I can tell you that as horrifying as it looks in videos, it's that more gut-wrenching in person. As harrowing as this work can be, though, it is also quite gratifying. Our presence provides an affirmation to the members of this community that we were repulsed by the actions of our government, that we refuse to see them as less than, and that we value them as individual human beings. I have to say that there have been very few things in my life as safely escorting these terrified men, women, and children to and from court. And so today, I'm here to encourage you to join me. There are many, many ways to help. Sign-up materials are, there are QR codes over on the main aisle and tables right down the center aisle there. We can also use more help right here in Greenwich, keeping our fellow Greenwichites aware that we are not okay with what's happening in DC, that we don't take the destruction of our democracy lightly. Please consider joining us for our weekly protests at the intersection of West Putnam and Field Point Road every Saturday from 1 to 2. Yes, be out there. Look how many people there are. We have 12 people every week. People! Don't get me started. It's crucial that we not let this behavior be normalized. And it reminds like-minded folks that they're not alone. That's very important. So we hold up signs, we jump around, we fight over what music to play, and it does your heart good to hear all the positive honks and beeps that we generate from passing cars. Yes, so be there every Saturday. At this point, I was very much looking forward to introducing my friend Myra Clockenbrink for closing remarks. But unfortunately, she had a terrible fall yesterday and broke her shoulder. She's okay, but unable to make it today. She's definitely here in spirit and looks forward to seeing you at future rallies. So if you don't listen to me, listen to Myra. To present Myra's speech, let me introduce Jennifer Napo.